campaign update from the trail. One of our reporters following Joe Biden around there today. So Joe Biden showing no signs of slowing down. The former VP was traveling to Michigan today as President Trump quarantines in the White House earlier and now is at Walter Reed Medical Center recovering from the coronavirus after he and the First Lady tested positive. Fox's Allie Raffa joins us from Wilmington, Delaware, where Biden just landed. Allie, how is the Biden campaign reacting to this news?
Yeah, Andrew, well, the Biden campaign was in Michigan today. His trip was delayed about 3.5 hours after he had to take not one but two COVID-19 tests and test negative for them after being on the debate stage with Trump for about 90 minutes on Tuesday. Before they went to Michigan, Jill and Joe Biden tweeted some words of praise for the president and the First Lady before delivering remarks. Take a listen to what he said.
We need to take the science of fighting this disease seriously if we're going to save lives. And above all, the news is a reminder that we as a nation need to do better in dealing with this pandemic.
Now, the campaign decided to move forward with this trip, but they did cancel two events that were supposed to take place in Michigan out of an abundance of caution. One of those events was supposed to be door knocking, so they figured to not unnecessarily expose their staffers to potential COVID-19. Biden is definitely getting back out on the trail more. He actually spent his first night away from home since the pandemic began, the night of the debate. But the campaign still seems to be taking the pandemic very seriously. Speaking from personal experience, whenever I have traveled with him, the campaign still asks you a series of COVID-19 related questions. They still take your temperature. You have to have proof that you tested negative for COVID-19. When you go into his events, you're still masked and social distanced. The campaign sometimes even gives you their own mask if they feel that yours is not good enough. I've even seen staffers go up to the lectern where he speaks and disinfect it before the next speaker goes up. So, Andrew, this is still definitely at the top of the minds on the staffers on the campaign.
That's right, Allie, and we heard from the former vice president earlier that this is a learning, teaching moment, that Americans still need to take this seriously. But going forward, obviously the next scheduled debate is October 15th, the second matchup between President Trump and Joe Biden. Are we hearing anything on the status of that next debate? What can you tell us on that front?
So White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany was asked about this on Fox earlier today, and she said that she hasn't gotten that far yet, that her focus is still on the president and his well-being. But we do know that, obviously, like you said, the next presidential debate is October 15th in Miami, and we don't know if the format of that debate has been changed. Remember, that's supposed to be the town hall style debate where there are actual voters asking Donald Trump and Joe Biden these questions. What we do know is that the vice presidential debate in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah is scheduled to move forward. The University of Utah saying that they've increased their safety measures, but Kamala Harris and Vice President Pence tested negative today. Senator Kamala Harris actually, after an event in Nevada, flew to Salt Lake City, and she's going to be there up until debate day. So we also know that Fox has confirmed that the Biden and Trump campaigns are now in talks to expand the distance between the two candidates from 6 to 12 feet. Trump campaign manager Tim Murtaugh actually commented on this earlier today. He said, "We are open to more space between the candidates, which we will be happy to discuss. This is a seated debate, so it's just a matter of moving farther apart at the table," Andrew.
And Allie, just lastly, obviously the Bidens and Senator Harris and her husband have offered their well wishes to the president and the First Lady, and the campaign is changing up their ad strategy as well. What can you tell us on that front?
That's right. So we learned tonight that the Biden campaign pulled attack ads off of the air out of respect for the president and the first lady, and obviously this diagnosis. However, the Trump campaign is actually firing back on the Biden campaign, and they're saying that it is not an issue of usual attacks on the Trump administration. And also, Tim Murtaugh said Joe Biden used his speech in Michigan today to attack President Trump, and he is in no position to say anything. So still some back and forth between these two candidates.
All right, Fox's Allie Raffa there in Wilmington, Delaware. She's been following the Biden campaign for the last year and a half. Allie, thanks so much for that update.